Well, hello there. You're not seeing me, but there may be a reason for that. See, you never know with me, do you? Um, Hope you guys are well. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the. Give me 2 seconds to finalise the setup here, peeps. I need to go there. And let's see. Okay, almost there. 1 second. Shrinky dink. There we go. Get that down there. Content. Live. And that's live, so that's good. Let's have a look at that one. That's streaming. Excellent. And what's that popped up? Oh yeah. Slight delay. And there it goes again. Millions of them heading off into the distance. That's all good. We don't need to see those. But let me see. Let's see. Copy. Anyway, yeah, so I am actually, excuse me, recording live for you guys, which is awesome. And two, because I'm going to use the results of this for a future video. So I'm using a thing called Camtasia, which is a screen recording application. They're written nothing to do with today's broadcast. But the great thing about Camtasia and why I use it, and it's not cheap, is it allows you to screen record. It uses your camera, but it keeps it separate. So you don't actually see the camera on the screen that you're recording. But when you go to edit the video, your camera is over the top of it, and you can shrink it and make it smaller and flip it and reduce it and do whatever you want because it's recorded it separately, which is quite clever. So what I will do is I'll see if I can bring me in. May not be able to. Doesn't matter too much. I mean, the important thing is that you hear my voice, and looking at the audio out, fairly certain that you are hearing my voice, and which is good. Can't complain, can we? Right, so having done all that and said all that and everything else, let me see if I put Lightstream. Just give me a couple of seconds to warm up, guys. I'm going to try and get this over and done with before the football. For those of you that are into football, that's the European thingy at some point today. But I may have the times wrong, who knows. Let's go clipboard, docs, If you've just joined, then that's good, but I would fast forward it a little bit more, but not too much more. Here we are, YouTube Live, that's gone, so let's bring that one back, but edit it. I would have done all this before, by the way, but I was putting a new shelf unit in, which you're not going to see because the camera's not working, which is a bit of a shame. Apply and close. There we go. Good. Right. I can now see the video, and I can see anyone who has joined. I am seeing literally 0 people, which is a bit weird, but there you go. Doesn't matter, you guys will have the stream for a bit. Let me hide my Elgato wave, you don't need to see that one. Right, okay. So I've got us on Lightstream here. What's the camera again? The camera is... See, where my cursor is, the bottom left, is all of my recording stuff. It's really clever how it hides it. Okay. So Lightstream is a company who have been going for a few years, actually, and certainly they were around when I started streaming. And last year they sold to an outfit in California that does hardware for broadcasters, cameras, and such. So it's got a fairly good pedigree. They're a good bunch in the team. They've been very responsive with me, very helpful. I reached out and asked if I knew they were getting a new version of their studio. So I reached out and asked if I would be allowed to review it. And they said, well, we can't give you a permanent account, but we can give you a limited time VIP account, which is what they've done. So big thank you to them for providing me with that so that we can have a look at it. I'm not sure how long it lasts for, but I have to say so far I've been really impressed with it. I guess what you have to think about with Lightstream is they remind me of a more upmarket version of Streamlabs. And what I mean by that is, yes, they have streaming application, just like you'd expect of Melon or Restream or Streamlabs or StreamYard. But they go beyond that. They have additional products, which is where I think the similarity with Streamlabs comes from. Sorry, the similarity with Streamlabs comes from. So, for example, if we hover over products, we've actually got Studio and Studio 2, but there is more than that. If we scroll down, so they have two main studios. In fact, they now have three because they have their sort of more Stream OBS-like studio, I guess you would call it. But there's the first stream, which is for gamers, is quite clever. So what you effectively what you do is you put all your overlays and stuff together, how you like it, your branding and all that malarkey, and then you just forget it. You go over to Xbox though, and you stream from your Xbox via Twitch. And within Twitch, you select Lightstream as the source, as the output, sorry, not Twitch. Lightstream then takes the Xbox stream, overlays it or injects it into your overlays, your set of designs and so on, and pushes the whole lot out to Twitch. So it's a really neat way. If your thing is all about console streaming, it's a great way to get all that kind of pro look streamers stuff into the stream without having to use OBS or even a capture card. And just to do that is actually really quite cost effective. I'll have a little look at the prices in a second. But as you can see here, console gaming, similarly mobile gaming. So again, they provide a free app that you can get for Android and for iOS. And the same thing, you can set your overlays up and you can stream from your phone and it will push it through all of their overlays and ping the whole lot over to Twitch. Now, it will also do it with YouTube as well, I think. Hang on, let me get that into my head. I may be wrong there. It will do it with PlayStation. I think that's what I meant to say. But ultimately, it all goes off to Twitch. Now, I have got a video which I put up a few days ago, which shows you how you can take a Twitch stream and boomerang it on to YouTube, if that's what you'd rather do. So, for example, if you don't have a Twitch channel, or you have one and you're not that worried about it, so many of the services like Xbox and PlayStation and Shield have an output to Twitch, but not necessarily to YouTube. But with this and with the other solution, which is called Aircast, and as I've said, there's a video up you can go and have a look at, you can set up a whole relay that not only streams it to Twitch with your branding and your overlays and all that other malarkey, but it'll even ping it off to YouTube as well. All of that done without the need for a super duper PC, a capture card, or indeed a any kind of technical know-how. It's very, very easy to use. So, without further ado, while we're at the website, we'll have a quick look at the pricing so that you can see what's going on there. Say hi if you are in the chat, by the way. It may be that members only doesn't show you how many people are watching. So please put your hand up and say hi, just so that I know I'm not talking to myself. So pricing, let's have a look. What we see here is the annual. Let's click over to monthly because I think most people tend to pay that way, don't they? Now, what you have is you have your headline numbers and then you have these little increases in price. So you've got to bear this in mind. Two plans, the gamer and the creator. So the gamer is specifically what I just outlined. Takes your stream from a console, pings it through to Twitch with all of your added goodness. Now the basic 720/30 is the one that is $8 a month. I'm going to put in a guess at about £7.20 or something at the current currency rate, somewhere around there, and about €8. They're usually on a par. But if you want to go to 720/60, that's an additional $4, so that goes up to 12. And then if you want to go up to the 1080/30 option, which let's face it, most of us would want to do if we're gaming, then you're looking at $16 a month. So it starts to get a little pricey up at that end, up at that level, because there are other ways that you can do it, as we've already mentioned. But if you compare that to the price of a capture card, and a lot of those capture cards, for example, I've got an Elgato S Plus, I think it's called, and that one will only pump it out at 1080. And those things can be 10 times that price. You can get them cheaper, but they're certainly in that kind of realm. So you have to bear that in mind. Plus, you obviously get the option to manage the stream within Lightstream. Lightstream will even show you the chat, by the way, so you can pull it up on your Chromebook as a good example. I actually set everything up yesterday on a Chromebook just to prove that it could be done. So you can do it that way, or you can pay less and just go the 720/30. As a point of interest, the Shield, the NVIDIA Shield Pro, only pumps out at 720 to Twitch, but it's a really high quality 720, and by that I mean low compression. So I actually think it looks really good. Now, if you find that most of your audience are actually watching you on their phones, for example, or on other small screen devices, then 720 is more than enough. And of course, it's certainly worth starting at the 720 and see how you get on. There is a 7-day free trial. If I highlight that on the screen there for you, there's a 7-day free trial with access to all the features. So you can go and try it at all the top level for 7 days. You just set up an account and give it a little go. And see whether it works for you or not. So that's to stream your Xbox or PlayStation, as it says. Very easy to do on the Xbox. You quite simply just go to the Twitch application and select Lightstream. PlayStation's a little bit more complicated. I believe you need to set up some IP address stuff, but they explain it all for you. And then the creator starts at $25 a month. And this is more your sort of podcasts, live shows, Melon end of the market, 720/30 all the way up to $50 a month for 1080/30. So but for your money you do get two options. One of them, which we'll have a look at both in a second, is more like Streamlabs or OBS, only slicker. Maybe not quite as feature rich, but you don't need a degree to use it. And the other one is much more like Melon or StreamYard or Restream. And of course, with all of these plans, you can stream to multiple outlays, to multiple channels. Unlimited streaming hours and cloud sync and storage to keep all your bits and bobs. There's loads of tutorials. They've got a healthy blog. I went onto their Discord yesterday. Really brilliant. I mean, loads of conversations going, lots of members. And I posted a query and I literally had a response almost within seconds from a proper support person. And she even went in and logged into my account. They're able to get in and have a look at the Lightstream end of things to see where I may have misconfigured. Came back with a suggestion instantly and I had it fixed. So really, really good support, as it says. So, right, let's log in and see. Now, this might get a bit complicated. I hope it won't do. We should be able to log straight in. Let's go to Original Studio. Hopefully it'll remember me. At this point, you can choose out of your three options. To be honest, And I'm always honest with you guys, you know this. There are, of course, other options that will allow you to stream to a ton of different places. For example, Twitter and LinkedIn. I have to say, as somebody who has been semi-pro streaming for 3 years now, I have only found these three to be of any use to me. Now, obviously, we all have different use cases. Some people may be making use of the monetized feature in Twitter that allows you to sell tickets to events. I've never, ever, ever seen one of those, so I have no idea how well that does. And I'm guessing if you're a significant podcaster or YouTuber or Twitcher and you have millions or hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers, then it probably works for you. But I've never seen it happen. So in our case, just for simplicity, we're going to jump into Twitch. Authorize, as you would always. Give it a second. Hopefully it will be into the same account. Use my camera. Probably won't work. Now here we go. So we are in, and this is they initially give you a project. This is my gamer project. You can actually call it what you want to. So you could call it, if you've got a regular stream that you like to do, you can do that. Now it's set this up at 720 simply because I realized when I did do my first test stream yesterday that I had streamed at 720. So I quickly changed it to 1080, which you can do here. Here we go, all the way down to 480 if you just want to do on a mobile. So I changed it up to 1080, and that's why I haven't adjusted these graphics yet, but we'll have a quick look at that now. Now just note, guys, here it's grayed out, but it says 1080 60 coming soon. Now I have no idea whether that is an additional price plan. My guess is probably not, to be fair, but I honestly, that's just a feeling. I couldn't and wouldn't pretend to know any different. So this was set up for my alt channel, Rokk Play, and you can see if I quickly break this down, this is, as in all of these applications, your editing screen, your preview screen if you like, and we can see here that it's now configured for 1080. And down the left hand side are our layers. Now in terms of layers, we have Scary Creature, which is this dude here, and my apologies up front for all of this being a little bit small on your screen. I'll take it up and see if I can get away with increasing within the browser, but that doesn't always play nicely with software as a service applications like this. So I can comfortably take it up to there, and hopefully that will give you a better view. In fact, I'll take it back. Sorry, there you go. It's actually pinged it up anyway, so that's fine. You can see it better. So let's have a look. We have Scary Creature. If I select Scary Creature on the left hand in the layers, he does get selected over here. You can see that we have the usual. We can grab the whole thing by moving within the box, or we can go off to the edges and resize accordingly. We also have a cropper, so we can make it take some of that white space, that clear space out if we want to, particularly useful around a logo. We can move it up or down the layers. Now he's at the top of the layers, so that one's grayed out, but we could move him backwards if we wanted to pop him behind the logo as an example. We can delete him, and then if I drop this one down, we can change his transparency. We can lock his dimensions, so whatever we grab to resize, it'll always resize in Pro. We can fit him to canvas, we can replace him with a new image completely, and we can set him back to his normal dimensions. So leaving him where he is, the only thing that I have applied already to the logo is a transparency which isn't applied to him. So we can either click on the pencil icon or we can click on 100, and we can then shrink that down to a transparency that we want it to be. I like all of my elements on my overlays to be slightly transparent so that the game comes through beneath. Some people have a game in a smaller window and there's stuff around the edges, and that's fine. It's obviously entirely up to you. So next up we have some text, and again if I select it, it gets selected. Here we have our text bar. We can choose a typeface of our choice, and there's a fair selection. It's not exhaustive, but there are enough in there to keep you satisfied. And of course, if you really need a specific typeface, then I would suggest you create your text as an image and import it that way instead as a GIF or a PNG. Font size, font color, up and down in the layers, the bin if you wish to remove it and delete it, and the same kinds of tools. Now, my recording just ceased, which is why I suddenly paused on you. You may have spotted a little bit of lagginess with my mouse there as well. We're still going strong over at YouTube. But actually, let me, what's Adam doing there? Or let me get rid of Adam. There he goes. We're going strong, but the recorder's died. So my guess is that it's limited to, I don't know why. I've recorded for much longer than that. But maybe we ran out of space. It's all good. Actually, let's pull it up again. I'll start it off again. So you're actually seeing it now. Don't worry about that. Oh, it's detected an unfinished recording from a previous recording session. We'll recover it. So you're going to see a bit of Camtasia. Don't worry, I will be editing this out in the final video. I assume that that's the one that's going to recover. If not, don't worry, because I will do all this again. This is just, it's quite a good little dry run for me. And it'll be always better the second time around. Camtasia is expensive. At the same time, it is pretty buggy. And if you ever go on their forums on Facebook or their Discords, there's a lot of people complain about how much it is versus the fact that it always seems to fall over, which is a bit annoying. Anyway, here we go. So up here, we can choose full screen, screen 1. The green goes around the edges. The camera, there I am in the camera. Woo! And the microphone, which is already on. I did have system audio, so we'll pop that on as well. And the minute I'll pop it down here. The minute I select to go live, I'm hoping it will record this now as a second recording. This all will disappear and we'll be back to where we were. So let's click record. 2, 1, gone. And the minute I start to record, some folks decide to walk past. Let me just mute. No, it's okay. We'll leave this here. I will cut them out in the edit. Okay. So we got as far as text. And clicking on this one, similar to the other images, except we have some very specific typeface features. For example, we can range it left, range it right, or center, or as it says, align. We can make it bold, italicize it, underline it, or strike through. Then we've got the same kind of stuff. We have wrap text. So if you've got a very long line or you want to create a paragraph of text, you can wrap it in that space and it will just drop down and keep going. Stroke will put a box around the text. Scroll will allow it to scroll. There you go. Awesome. And again, you can choose your speed. And you can choose your speed here. You can change the direction. And you can disable it. Useful though, good to have. Then we have blink. Now who wants that? Well, there it is. If you want it, it's yours. Could be useful for about 3 seconds. Line height, it's got a line height of 1, so it's working on ratio 1 to 1, and you could probably change that to 1.2, which is actually a small confession here. It may not let you. Oh, it does. Okay, 1.5. Small confession. In my first career ever, I was in fact a typesetter. I think another word used for the trade is a compositor, but I used to put the pages together in books and magazines. So type is an old chestnut of mine. Padding, that's the space within the box. So it has a padding of 10. As we increase that, you'll see the pushes it around. You'll need that if you want to put a stroke around the box, otherwise it'll be butting up against it. And background, so that you can actually change the background color if you desire. We've got it here as transparent. Stretch it to canvas. Does exactly what it says. Now that's if you want to scroll it, of course, and it will have the appearance of going around and back. So definitely the way to go if you want to scroll it. It won't bring it back, but that's not a problem because we can just grab that center one and drag it back. And you'll see that actually what I have here is simply some social links. Right. The final one in all of this is this big box called Game Source. You can see it says offline, and what we're going to do is fit that to canvas by just dragging the corner, to be fair. Take it down to the edge. It clicks into place nicely. That is where your console, Xbox stroke PlayStation game will appear the minute it connects with Twitch. So that's how it works. And in fact, if we click on this little green bar over here, this little box, you will see the output live up here that was going on in Twitch. Although, to be fair, you'll also see it here. But as you can see, you also see the stream chat. So depending on, this is Twitch, obviously if you were streaming to PlayStation, you would see something else. And you can, in fact, respond to your chat in there, which is really cool. So it has all the, it's basically pulling in exactly as you would expect to see within the Stream Manager option within Twitch. And you can hide it in any case. Now, bearing in mind the really key thing here, once all this is set up and we can just take our elements, let's click away, grab our little scary dude, pop in there if we want to, take our logo, pop it there. Size-wise, I'm happy with those. Put our socials maybe down here. One of the things I think is that we probably want to take the transparency down. You could change the color of the text if you really wanted to make it pop out, or of course make it bigger. But once all of that is done and you're happy with it, oh, and by the way, it doesn't even end there. But I will just finish the sentence. Once you're happy with it, close the browser down, because once you're streaming from Xbox, you don't need to be in this. It doesn't need to be open. Set this up on your laptop, even set it up at your mum's laptop 16 miles down the road, go home with your console and know that you can stream and it will go out to Twitch with all of these elements over the top. And that is amazing. Now, there's a couple of things more that I want to show you. On the left-hand side, at the bottom, you have your audio mixer. You can see here that it has the game source audio, so you can reduce or increase that, depending on, of course, if you intend to talk over the top of it. You also have here, it says default mic. In my case, it's picking it up from the PC, but it will pick up your Xbox mic as well, and it'll pop up and show in there. So you may want to adjust the audio for the game. The other option is to put it at full and turn it down within the game itself. So you've got the control outside. I can also vouch for their app, which is free, that does allow you to turn the audio down. Just fire it up. Even though it's designed to let you stream from your phone, it also allows you to manage the audio levels as well. So if you've got your phone handy, you don't even need your laptop open, which is pretty darn cool. One final thing, or two final things. Down the bottom, we have more than one scene. I've got this as my starting scene, but I can create a whole new scene with a whole bunch of new layers. So if I, for example, just wanted to bring in my camera or some text, maybe it's welcome, maybe it's a whole graphic that says welcome. We just click on image. We've got a bunch of layouts that it already provides you, and you can preview those if you want to. So we could lay one in ourselves, and you can see here it already has the space for the game. So if that's how you would prefer your stream to look, it's automatically placing it in there. We can shrink it down to fit behind the box, perfect, like so. And of course we can add a camera. None of these, and it's actually interesting. I think it's a really neat feature. It actually shows you the output from every possible camera that you have connected to your device, including, when it's there, a camera connected to your console. So if we take one of these that aren't working, let's take the snap camera here and pop that up. You notice it's all coming underneath the overlay. So it does it in reverse order. We'll pop that into there. That would be you, and you'd be ready to go. On top of all of this, of course, you can go back to your other scene. You can take your scary creature and you can, I think you can copy. I may be wrong on this front. I've not tried this before. Looks like you have to bring it in again. We'll have a look. Let's go back here. Let's add an image. Oh, it does actually give you the library of images that you have already uploaded. So we'll put Scary over here. He is massive. We will click on our options here and see there's no way to flip him. That's okay. We'll click him, we'll shrink him down, take him down to a little fella. Oh, hey, William. Thank you for joining, my friend. I hope well, you've missed most of it, but feel free to wind back at the end. I quite like the fact of him just overlapping there like that. That looks pretty cool. We'll add another one. We'll bring that image for the logo in. There he is. Bring the logo in. Pop that up in the top so that sits nicely in that area. And it's see with text. Yeah, so we'd put our little social stuff down there. What we can do, I know this works. If we go back to the original, find our text, there it is, and double click it. It does allow you to, at that point, just simply copy it, having selected it. So we can double click on this one and paste thus. There we are. Now that's obviously huge. So we'll just take this font size down a tad, take it down to 20. I'm happy for it to be bigger than on the other one. In fact, what we'll do is we will range it to the right. There we go. That's fitting in there quite nicely. So now we have a slightly different layout. Now, this was the other thing that I wanted to show you. Not only do you have the option to bring in all of these things that you would expect to see in an application like Streamlabs or OBS, but you can also, if we hit the plus, bring in third-party integrations. And look at these. Yes, you have Streamlabs and Stream Elements, as well as many others. So there's nothing to stop you bringing in your live chat widget over here, or you can put up here your notification that somebody's just followed your channel, etc. There's plenty of scope to bring any of these in. All you have to do is just pop this in there, and then you can find the URL. You paste the URL into there for your Streamlabs feature. As you know, it comes under web source in OBS or anything else. Resize this to however you would like it to be. And then maybe you want the little matey to go over the top, your little creature. So we'll just keep popping him up until he can go no further. And then you'll see that he will actually appear above the chat. Move your chat around or wherever you want that chat to go. That'll look really cool in there, I think. I think that's a nice little layout. Now, here's the great news. You don't have to fire Lightstream up for this to work. As long as you go live on Twitch, which we've logged in as Twitch, so we're going to, and you stream on your Xbox, or to be fair, I think pretty much anything that goes out to your PlayStation or to your Xbox. As long as you stream your Xbox or your PlayStation, depending how you've set up your account, all of this juicy stuff around the outside is going to show up. Now, of course, if you don't have a camera connected, either via your iPhone, I think you can use a mobile phone for the camera. I'd certainly want to test that and see. But maybe you don't have a camera connected to your Xbox or your PlayStation. That's fine. Then use this space for something else or hide the camera. It's entirely up to you. Just come back to your layout. Here we've got Logi Capture, which I think is the camera, and we'll just hide it. There we go. And you might want to put something else in there, maybe some, maybe another notification, or maybe a piece that says you've got X amount of people watching, or X amount of your highest donator for the week, or your most recent stream member, all those kinds of things. You can whack all that in there. Either way, it's entirely up to you. It works how you want it to work. Once you're done, you're done. With the app, you can change the scenes. I haven't found a way to automatically change them, but I did note that somebody else who did a little video of this had a video running in their first scene, And it may well be that when it gets to the end of the video, you can have it automatically switch. But I would say off the top of my experience to date, you'd still need to manually switch these. And the way to do that is either have this open on your Chromebook or your laptop or whatever device you want, or just use their phone app and switch it manually and it all works fine. Or just leave it on scene 2. Put scene 2 as your starting scene by dragging it across like so, and now it'll always start with this one. Brilliant. So that's how you work it towards the console. If you just wanted to use it as a sort of an OBS alike, you can absolutely do that as well. And if we switch to, in fact, to any of these, let's go to another test one over here under Creator. Here we go. Now, the difference between these two, if we go back and have another look, beg your pardon. Now, you'll notice we've got My Gamer Project, under which it says Gamer, and then we have Testing Lightstream, which has Creator. And if you remember back at the pricing, there was a definite difference in price. You can have one or the other. You couldn't have both. You can pay for both, but you'd be paying for both. So you're either going to have the Creator option, which still allows you to stream, by the way, but it's not going to be via your console unless you've got it connected to your PC, or you have the Gamer option, which is the one we've just looked at, and it's the cheaper, as you know, of all the plans. So we're going to have a look at Creator, which is the more expensive option, and this is this one. What you don't have anymore is the ability to inject your gaming stream. That no longer has the capture from a console. So you've got to think about this one again more like your equivalent of OBS, for example. So you can have multiple guest cameras. Took a swig of coffee there, sorry about that. So you can use this to have multiple guest cameras. You can bring in your screen from another device if you want to, which is exactly what I've got here. So taking the best example that I can give you right now is the Stadia Rokk show. So let's just shrink that logo right down, because that was huge. We've got webcam over here, so this would be my camera. It says disconnected because the last time I played with this, it was on a different device. So you'd want to probably get rid of that one. There we go. And there's your Streamlabs alert. There you go. We've got one already in place over there. Stadia logo, that's all fine and dandy. Streamlabs alerts are there, so that's good. It's locked, which means I can't edit it, but we can change that. We could put that, depending on what this one was. If it is indeed notification that somebody's just followed or subbed or sent you a donation, then up there is a pretty good place to put it. If it's chat, then in my show I tend to have it running down here, somewhere around there, like that, for example. But as you can see, you do have control over its transparency as well, which is worth. Now, I tend to set it up in Streamlabs to be on a transparent background, so you can leave that as it is. And all we've done is resize it, but you can click the scale and that will just shrink it rather than resize it. So if you want it to be smaller, you could do that. So we could shrink it down to there. There we go. Alrighty, this is looking good. So we have our logo. We have a browser screen, which it says is disconnected. So if we could pull another one in if we want to, you'll see that we've got, these are our capture areas. The camera, which, as you know, I am currently unavailable. So we'll bring in our Logi Capture one simply because it's got a graphic and it's more obvious. We'll pop that one there. We will pop we've got remote guests. Now, I wanted to show you this. If you look over here in the top left corner, and apologies, it's quite small, you'll see there's a little person with a plus symbol, and then up to the right here it says 0/8. So you can have 8 guests, and it gives you a link to invite your guest, or you can generate a new link. So you copy that link and then email it or share it with the guest via your favorite social media platform. Make sure it's private, otherwise everyone and his dog will be joining your stream. But here you can add your remote guest as an option. So we just did that. We just copied that and invite link to keyboard. That's good. I don't think you can. Oh, that's interesting. I was hoping we'd be able to see them. Webcam, mic, and then private chat. On the right hand side, when you've got your guests in here, on the right hand side, you can chat to them privately, or you can click to YouTube chat, which it isn't connected, and you can see all of your stream chat as well. You'll see that I've got this connected. This account, the creator account, is connected to my YouTube account, which is why we're seeing the YouTube option. If we had a scheduled stream or we were live, that would look as you would expect. I'm not sure, and I'm pausing at this point because I want to make sure I get this right within the proper stream. But what I was hoping to see was a box that that would represent the guest. I can invite a guest, but how big's their box going to be and where am I going to put it? I'd really like to know, because I'm trying to get the overlay sorted before we go live. So it may well be, and this is interesting because similarly, Streamlabs recently brought out a beta version of a guest invite option, and their option doesn't give you you can put a transparent box in, but it disappears on screen, so you have no idea how it looks. Here, though, it doesn't look like they even give you an option to add the guest. So, show my link. I mean, I could add a third camera in, I suppose, and see how it looks. But it's a shame that we're not seeing it here as a box that we could resize to what we want. So out of interest, I'll choose a new tab and paste that link in. We'll see how this looks for a guest. Here we go, it's connecting. Welcome to Rokk's broadcast. So here we choose our camera. We'll choose Elgato's screen link. It doesn't actually exist, but it's there. We'll put our name as Rokk's guest. Whatever our microphone will be. We'll choose one that doesn't actually work. And you can optimize it for music as well, which is interesting. Checking this setting for high fidelity capture, uncheck to optimize for speech. So in other words, if you were bringing someone in playing an instrument, then they could go in there. Speakers, wavelength, whatever, you would choose the headphones for your guest, I guess. Again, I'm going to choose something that I know doesn't exist, and then we will join the room. Right, this now is what your guest sees. So they see themselves and they see hang tight, Rokk will be here soon. So in other words, they're offline before they go live. Now I like it when a guest can see what's going on. And it may well be that it does show the live stream if it's live. But right now, it doesn't look to me as if they show you. So let's go back to Lightstream. And this isn't showing us the guest either. Oh, here they are at the top here. Okay, so let's add our guest. Right, so guest added, and at this point we obviously join, add to scene. Aha! Let's close this. Let's get rid of our guest. He's going to leave the room. Goodbye. Got rid of. Okay. Now then, all of that bilge about not being able to add a guest, all we needed to do was add these over here. So let's kill that off. Here we go. Good. Right. I can wind it back. Having complained bitterly. So we've set our camera up. And now, to see what it will look like with any of our guests, we can add a dummy guest camera. Here we go. And let's assume that we've got one in here of 8. And we're going to shrink ourselves down. We're going to want more than that probably. We're going to have an option to crop these. So if you really wanted more of a square shape or maybe a taller shape, you could do that. You've also got options to change the camera and the transparency if you want to. So let's assume that we're going to add 3 guests. There we go. And they're probably going to go in or 4. Let's make it 4. Now we're seeing down the side here lots of, let's mute these additional cameras. There we go. We're seeing down the side that all of these imported cameras have microphones as well. So we'll leave those. We're going to put ourselves up there with guest number 2. Guest number 3, we're going to need to change the size. Of course, you could make yourself slightly bigger as the host, if that was how you wanted things to go. Or you could just bring it down there. You'll see that you do, if you click on any of these items, you'll see that there is an alignment. So you don't have to hold shift or anything. It will automatically align it. So you have to kind of pull it away from there, and then it will snap back in. Similarly here. So if I pull that down, it'll align. There we go, to the edge. And let's add our 4th camera. We'll pop that one there, aligning with that one. Something's awry here. Shrink it down. It's probably, this one's too big. But that is bringing in, all of these are going to change in any case once you bring in your guests. So you'll probably want to have a little monkey about with there. Don't forget, this is scene 1. What we could actually do is move it to scene 2. So it would be your first scene, as it were. And you might want to make your first scene the one with just you introducing. We don't need to have an overlay if we don't want to. We could just bring in our logo. There it is. We could make it bigger on this screen. And we could bring in maybe a background image as well. So let's upload an image. We'll click on Browse Files. Let's go to, let me see, Rokk Show. We'll bring in a nice, big, colourful background. Upload one file. Pops it into the cloud library. So this is sat up here. It's not on your local machine. Now, as you can see, it's hidden our logo. We can either click to move this down here, or we can just grab this and drag it. There we go. Oop, didn't work. Let's try pushing that one up. There we go. Lovely. And then you can readjust everything, of course. Make it look how you want it to look, like so. Bring in your camera over the top, which is this one. There he is. Put yourself there, and then you can introduce the show before you introduce your guests. You could also bring all your guests in at this point. Say, for example, you wanted to introduce them all one by one, because all you have to do is once these are here, you can just hide them. You can hide them from here. So it's snap camera as this one. So if you wanted to, you could just right click and hide, and then right click and show. So we could add each of these cameras over the top, our guests. 1, 2, 3, and 4. A little bit of playing work. I'm kind of talking on the fly here. And then up here, you could just hide them all. You can rename them, I guess, when they're all live. There we go. So you could put name of person 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we can go, right, okay, let's click on this one and hide it. Click on this one and hide it. Click on this one and hide it. And then we're just seeing one. So any one time, you can hide them and bring them all out. So really useful. So hello, here's my show, and today we've got a guest, and the first guest I want to introduce to you is, click on that, and then there they are. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm really cool. Great. Well, thanks for joining us today. Let's bring on the next guest, and then so on. And all you have to do is show it, and it'll just pop them over the top anyway. Even though all the other cameras are underneath, your viewers are only going to see the one. So that's really neat. All the microphones, of course, are going on down here. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Apologies if you heard all of the cameras going away there. And you've still got all your other scenes. Now you click into this one where everybody has a bit of banter. And then we can add our cameras again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only this time we can put them all down the side, shrink them down, because this is where we are going to share screens and make those screens part of our show. So you're going to want to line all these up, of course. I think you can shift. No, you can't select them all at once, but what we will do is we'll pop them. You either want as the host to be the very bottom one or the very top one. That's entirely up to you. What we will do, we had 3, so we don't need any more. I think we've only got 3, so we'll get rid of that one. And then we'll bring our camera in. So our camera was this little fella. And we'll pop us up to the top. Okay, and shrink it down a little bit. There we are. So that would be us. And then we would add screen share. Let's just choose a Chrome tab if we have one. We've got Lightstream, which is going to get a bit messy because we're going to see a... let's choose... let's not choose that one. We've got no choice. I tell you what we'll do. Let's cancel. Let's choose... Let's get Lightstream, the website, up. There it is. We'll share that one. Okay. So we're going to click Share Screen. Or screen share, Chrome tab, and that one. There we go. You can make, depending how you want to stream, you can share the audio from it. So if you were going to show maybe a movie clip or a game stream or somebody else's stream, you may want to share the audio. Be mindful, though, if you are going to stream the audio of a third-party thing like a show, you could fall foul of copyright. So personally, I don't tend to have the audio on. Now it's gone full screen, so that's fine. Screen share audio added, so it's reminded you of that. We'll just shrink it down so that it is within acceptable parameters. Let's take it as big as we can get away with, bearing in mind that the reason you've got this top and bottom black stuff is because it's taking in all of the shape of the monitor. Don't forget the logo, so we're going to need to bring all that stuff back in as well and shrink it down. Once this is all set up, though, it's there forever until you change it, so it's only a one-off thing that you're going to need to do. Let's go back and have another look, remind ourselves. That was the one where we brought all the cameras in. This is the one we have a little bit of chit-chat, and then this is the one we talk about stuff. So you can, let me see, you can see here that it actually says the size. So we have, it's a bit hidden there. Let's take it out so you can see it. There we go. We have width and height. So once you've got your width and height dimensions correct and you're happy with them, 225 by 127, just go back to your previous one and make sure it's the same. 225, tab key, not worked, 225 by 117, was it? Or 127. It must have been 127 because it's in Pro. Yep, there it is, 127. Plus the position, so it's 11 down, 11 pixels down, so it's slightly less. This is important because people will notice it move. It'll shudder when you go between scenes, and we need to make that 1677 across. 1677. There we go. So now when we flick between those scenes, oh, there is a discrepancy. What have we got? 208. Okay, let's make that one 127, and then it should work. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Right. The only thing that we've got missing here, which we might want to bring in, is of course our Streamlabs stuff. Well, it doesn't really matter. In fact, it's on this one. We just want to make sure. So we probably want to hide that. We've also got YouTube chat, which we may or may not. I'm not 100% sure that you can show chat over here. Let's have a little look. Remote guest, screen share, audio source, RTMP source, video clip, image slideshow, and ordinary text. Let's pop that ordinary text down here and just see if there are options. for it to be guest chat. As I say, there are some limitations with the whole system that I would like to see on a par with other solutions. Yeah, it's not making it dynamic text from here, which is a shame because that would look pretty cool. But we'll hide that for now. We don't need that as well as, so we'll delete it, and that won't form any part of the edited version, and we'll just make these all roughly the same shape. There we go, and there we are. Good. Now don't forget, you can bring in a third-party application to show chat down the side. Plus, as I will show you in a second, you also have their new Studio 2, their second studio offering, which is brand new, and it is much more like your Melons. So this I like to think of as an OBS or a Streamlabs. You've got more control over the overlay and how you want it to look. The other one, you are more constrained, but you do have some of the features that you are used to seeing. So here is where you would go live. So I've clicked on Stadia Rocks up here, and you would choose whether you want to go to, in this case, it's Rock Shows, or Twitch, or Rock Play. And it'll only do one at a time, and you can add more of those in if you want to. You can put the stream title and description, choose whether you want it to be private, unlisted, or public. And in Twitch, you just get an option to delete it if you wish. And then my other channel, which is Rock Play, so that would go into there. We'll choose that one, and then when we're ready, let's close that down. We would go to scene 1. I'm not sure actually how we go live on this. How do you go live? Launch YouTube dashboard. I swore black and blue there was a go live button up here. That's weird. Choose your destination. Oh, maybe I need to fill all these bits in. Test, test, and test. Public, we'll go private. Add a destination is only simply going to add a destination. I don't have any more. That's thrown me. Let's see what it comes up with. This will all be edited out in the final version. Bum, 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 bum. Scene 1, scene 3. That's our screen share job. So you can see it's an approximation, but it does give you a fairly robust solution. I'd like to see them, personally, I'd like to see them drop the prices while we're waiting for chat, etc. If we have another look again at those prices, and this won't make it to the final cut, so this is just between us. So you'll see if I wanted the 1080/30 option, it's $50 a month. Now when you compare that to the likes of Melon at I think similar pricing is about 20 for their top version. I mean, they have a top version, but there you go. That's Melon. Let's go to, I think it's settings. Have a look at the pricing. Boom, 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 boom. Just log out. It's the easiest thing. Have a quick look at the prices. And then come out of studio. Oh, it's put me straight back in. Log out. Yeah, please. All right, let's have a look at their prices.
Are you trying to shop for pipe?
Alexa, stop. I don't know why she would say anything. Who spoke to her? Pricing, here we go. So have a quick comparison. So $15 a month, what does that get you? It might only get you $7.20 in fairness, so there you go. I take it back. Full HD is $50 a month for Melon as well. 12 participants. It does give you the option to multi-stream though, which to be fair, the other one doesn't. StreamYard may not be far off the same price-wise. They're all going to have to. The problem is it's been quite pricey, and they've seen a drop-off in their audiences. So professional over at let's go monthly. There we go. Same price, 50. And again, they're only doing 1080p. So in truth, and fair play to Lightstream, they're only copying what the other guys are doing. Now, I would say I would definitely choose Lightstream over StreamYard because you do get the multiple options. You get the option to set your layout up as you want it, which you do not get in StreamYard. Melon, similarly, you don't get the option. You can... do you get the option? What am I talking about? Of course you can. Well, you can do things like put overlays in and logos and cameras, but you can't move them around, which... let me see, we got any chat yet? Come on, guys, how do I go live? Let's just have a quick look at my account settings. VIP. So it's not like I'm not in the correct... hang on a second. Yeah, Stadia Rocks. It's a connected account. It's called Stadia Rocks because that's what the account was originally called when it was set up. So if we go back into the... Whoops. Let's go back. Studio. Should take us into here. Yep, this is what we've set up already. And... oh, it didn't like that, did it? Let's have a look at answers. Where is Go Live? How do I broadcast? How do I set my stream destination? Maybe at the bottom of that one, I suppose. Go Live. You see, it's a great big green box. It's not in there, is it? No. That's what you should see. Let me just pull this over, make sure I haven't hidden it. No, it's not hidden. So we've set the destination. That's bang on. And then we should have, once that's set, there should be a green box here. Let me change to Twitch. And that's still not there. That's changed the chat to Twitch. So you can kind of do that on the fly, which is pretty cool. Let's change to that channel, see if that helps. You see, it should be there on the right-hand side. It shouldn't make a difference which of these options you choose. I can't, for the life of me, imagine why it won't work. There's nothing in that one. That one has the browser tab, which is missing, so you'd have to change the screen. It's quite cool. You can do it from here, and nobody sees that when you're streaming. So, rather than having to go back up, you could just have a bunch of tabs open and select the one you want, which is pretty cool. So we could choose our Melon one, for example. That's the only annoying thing, but this is a Chrome browser issue. It's got nothing to do with... and you can go back by clicking that one, and there it is. Fitting into the same space. That's pretty cool. But in terms of going live, I don't understand. Testing Lightstream, it's that one. And disconnect protection, auto live project. What if we turn that off? Ah, there it is. It's an auto live project. What does that mean? What that means is the project will automatically go live when it receives an RTMP or game source. Right. So, haha. Subtle, but it's there. So you have to watch out for that. What it basically means is that when we were using it for game streaming, it wouldn't need you to go live. You could have it closed and off into the distance, never to be seen again, and it will automatically detect that you'd gone to Twitch and pull it in here. Now, of course, with this, you need to do it. So here you would click Go Live. Now it's set to private and test, so let's try it and see what happens. So it's telling you going live on YouTube. You now have control over this entire setup. So what I would typically do is have my first scene as an introductory, maybe a little musical clip or something. It says here you are live, view the dashboard or watch the stream. So we'll pop this up here so we can just check it and see that it's all working. Don't forget, it is actually private. So you'd need to go into YouTube Studio to see it. Let's go to our content, live, and it will be here. If it is live, give it a second to warm up. There we go. So it's a look at Lightstream streaming software. That's for members. So where's the... Oh, different channel. That's why we couldn't see it. Oh, it'll all be taken out in the wash. Let's go back to that channel. And because we go to content and live, and we should see it not there. Brilliant. So where's it streaming then? Did we choose Stadia Rocks? We did. Oh, that's the one that we looked at first. Hello, Rokk. We're all learning together. Back to Rokk Show, which is Stadia Rocks. It may well be that because I changed the channel, I set that account up before I changed the name of this channel. So it may well be that I've got to change that, and that's why it's getting upset with us. One final look, and again I'll delete all this in the edit. Edited YouTube Studio. Thank you. This will not show up in the final job. No. This is the recording that we're making, which we can look at. But it is this one. And that's all good. What's that coming out at? Should be 1440. It is. Excellent. Right, we'll close that down. I think this is more to do with the fact that I need that account is wrong. So let's end the stream. Let's send us back here. You've been granted a license and all that stuff. That's lovely. Thank you. Very kind. And let's delete that channel. Remove it and add it again. This time we'll make it the proper one. Allow. Obviously you would set all your channels up beforehand. Okay, still says Stadia Rocks, mind you. But it may have needed to be reconnected. Test from Lightstream and info. We'll make it private again. There we go. And that's selected. So go back to our initial scene. That one there, and we'll go live. Oh, got a little chat person appeared. I better tell them we solved it. Oh. Apologies. I solved it. Had automatic go live set to on. All good now. Thanks for your help. Even though, hi there, you should see a go live button in the top corner. Yeah, so it's all good. Right, we'll get rid of her. Oh, it's Emma. That's the girl that helped me yesterday in Discord. She's brilliant. Bless her. There she goes. Right, we are now live. And let's pop across to YouTube and make sure on our channel. Here we go. It's our channel, so even though it's private, we should still see it in theory. A look at Lightstream members only. It's not showing up again, is it? Dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Live. Okay. I don't think it's because Melon was open. That would be highly weird. Update stream, not sure what. Here's a little clock up here, which is pretty cool. So it shows you how long you've been streaming, and also, very nice, it shows chats that you've received and how many people are watching it. So if we click on, there's the live, there is the live stream, and down the side, the chat's not worked. I don't think it's connected for some reason. Let's end the stream and choose the other account. This is all going to get edited before it makes its wide view to the world. We'll go with, I do want to do it to YouTube though. We'll go with the other account. So test from Lightstream, private info. Thus, close it down. Now we'll give it a go. Go live. If I had a little money. Right. You are live. View dashboard. And the dashboard live stream isn't available at the moment. Wrong channel. Oh, the fun of having so many channels. Switch over. Let's have a look. Content. Live. There it is. So it's some weirdness going on with that account, which I could resolve at some point. But it is here. And if we click to view, we can see that it's there. And it's coming through at 1080. There we go. Because, of course, it is 1080. That's a nice 1080, quality 1080. Right, we don't need to see that anymore, so we'll close that down. We don't need to see that anymore, so we'll close that down. That's going on. Back to Lightstream. So if we switch to another scene, this one, give it 5 seconds, we should see it switch here as well. It can take 30 seconds. In some instances, it can take a minute. It largely depends what the setup, the settings and the setup is. There we go. It switched just as I flicked it back. Now, of course, we're not seeing those other cameras, and that is correct because they didn't actually join our stream. But we can see them here and set them up accordingly, which is cool. So there you go, that worked. And we can add more stuff. We can flick between scenes. If we had one there, we can select the screen share option that we wanted to select. So we can go with our test from YouTube. There we go. And there's that one. And then if we go back and give it its full 30 seconds. Okay, that was when we went to the blank screen. Then we went back to the sharing screen. We then selected the screen because it had died, the tab had gone. And then after a second or two, we selected it and it will appear any moment. Where's that gone then? Browser screen. Well, some more weirdness. I'm not selling this very well, am I? But then I'm not selling it anyway. I'm just doing a review of it. And why is that not working? Plus, the option to change it seems to have disappeared. Change screen share. Let's choose, let's create a new tab. It may well be that it won't show. I don't know why it wouldn't, but who knows. Let's just put a general YouTube tab in here with stuff. Let's put my my channel. So there's no actual, there we go, we'll pause him, bless him. Keep meaning to change that, I don't like it. We'll change the screen to that one, which is the general one. Yeah, that's cool. Stop sharing that one. And give it a second, see why that. Again, this is, let's reload that little, no, not the whole thing. That was a mistake. Chrome tab, Rokk Play, that one, and YouTube chat. Okay, there we go. There's our YouTube chat now. It was just cached. All I wanted to do was reload that. But anyway, it's done. So anyone that was watching it, we would see this. So this does, in theory, this box does allow you to see what's going on. Now, I have no idea why this browser screen is not being seen. I'm going to have to redo this entire section once I've discovered what the problem was. It's not like it's... That is quite odd. It's definitely not there. That is weird. Okay, well, I've had enough of Creator. Oh, it says loading up here. Updating. Update stream. Oh, it's there now. I'll check out what that's for. I can't believe for 1 minute you'd have to update the stream every time you put up a new image. But I guess if you add, maybe, okay, so as an analogy, you know in OBS where you have edit screen, when you're live, you can split the screen in OBS. One half is the live window, the other half is one where you can add elements. Now, it may well be that you are allowed to add elements after you go live. Let's see. Just let that noise outside my window disappear. Thank you. Let's wait for the door to close. Oh, good. There it goes. So it may well be that we can add something. Let's bring in the Rokk Play logo, for example. There he is down there. Now I'm looking over to the side here and I'm not seeing it on the output. So this output window is actually what you send out to the world. But if you bring elements in, like this, or a new screen, you have to update the stream. So this is like, you can manipulate stuff in here to your heart's content, but it won't change anything until you hit update stream. So if we hide the Stadia Rock Show logo, okay, as you see up there, it's still there. If we go over here, it's still here. And then we move this guy up here and shrink him down, and then update the stream. Now we've got the Rokk Play logo. Update successful. Your broadcast has been updated. And then technically, we'll see this. So here we have our screen shared. And as I say, it's 1080p, but it's sharp. I'd probably leave that full screen, I think. And there is our Rokk Play logo, which for some reason weirdly, do. Oh, look at him down there, bless him. Do. Do. Doobie doobie. Let's get that down to there. Go back to Lightstream. For some reason, that logo is not showing solid. So update it again. But it's quite, there we go. It's quite useful though to have that little window. If anything, I wish I could increase its size, but I can't. As you see, if I move to the left or above it, or even this green thing, I can only hide it. And moving that in won't do anything. So, however, if we go to the live stream, we've now got the logo as well. So it's a great way to see what's going on. Use this as the edit. You can add stuff, change its shape, bring new guests in until you update the stream. Every time a change is made, until you update the stream, the real world, your viewing public, don't see the change. I actually quite like that feature, to be fair. It does allow me to make changes that I may not want to commit to. I'm not sure. Yeah, and that includes changing scenes as well. Okay, good. We have pretty much exhausted Studio. This is the original Creator Studio. So let's end that stream. Close it down. And we're going to quickly switch over to their latest addition to the family, which is Studio 2. Launch Studio 2. So Studio 2, as I've said earlier, is a lot closer to StreamYard, Melon, Restream, etc. Verify your email. So it's going to let me take a little tabette, move that out of the way so that you don't get to see that. And there should be a link, which indeed, which channel? Oh, that's yes, different email account. Good job, I'm on my PC. Otherwise, I'd have to completely log out. Pull that one in, grab the link. Oh, I've got it. Enter email address. Actually, I don't want to use that one. That one. So that has sent me a verification. And again, if you are used to using StreamYard or Melon or any of those other guys, you'll recognize this. This is becoming the de facto that to certainly log in for the first time, you're going to need a token. And that's going to... let's pull this back over here. There we go. And that is going to change over time to a new token required. So it's loading up what is, as I've said, something that'll be relatively familiar if you're used to using Melon or any of the others. Failed to initialize. That's stream connection closed. Maybe because I shut the original window. Bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum bum. Nice. Why failed to initialize stream connection closed? Well, that's a bit poo pants, isn't it? Let's come out of there. Wow. I've clearly not sold this to you guys, have I? Do 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 do. Let's close that entire browser window and pull it up again. And go get started, Studio 2. I think it's because we were already logged in, and it got confused. So we'll see what happens. It's failed to initialize. Well, that is pants. Big fat pants. Can we go to studio on its own then? That looks to be working okay. So from here, launch Studio 2. Attempting to reconnect. Let's close the other tab. No, failed to initialize. Okay, I'll do this as a separate stream, I think, because I really do want to show you Studio 2. It's interesting, and the point, as I've said, is that for the same price as Melon and Restream, you get a Melon-like interface, but with the OBS-like interface as well, which is why I think Streamlabs is going to go down the road of connecting Melon and Streamlabs OBS, because you'll essentially have the two options, which is what these guys are doing. They charge $19.95 a month, so I don't know how they're going to do it with pricing, and it may well be that if you pay your $50 a month for Melon, you also get the Prime subscription to Streamlabs. I don't know. You may just have some sort of plug-in that you can pull the two of them in together on. That's completely outside the spectrum of this stream. But it is what it is, what it is. So let me just one final time make sure that that a new browser tab, maybe if I kill the browsing data, let's get rid of the cache. Let's clear this for a second. And now let's try Lightstream. Get started. Studio 2. It should ask for us to log in, so that's a good start. stadiarocks@gmail.com. Check your email. So let's pull that tab. Actually, it doesn't matter. We can check email here, I think. I can see I got an email from Lightstream. So we will click to go there, because it fires you up into a new instance, which is a bit annoying, seeing as you already had that one open. But let's see. Hopefully, with the killing of the cache, we'll be in. If it doesn't, then we'll end the stream at that point. I'll come back and do, yep, that's failed again. That's so annoying. That is so annoying. But I can show you roughly what it looks like. And you will see that it looks very similar to Melon. So down the left-hand side, you've got your guests. You've got your fixed layouts, which says play it again, so you see that you've got your fixed layouts down there. You've got all your fonts and stuff. It's almost like they've paid Melon. It's almost like they've paid StreamYard to have a copy of it. It literally looks that close. So you may say to yourself, this is interesting. Maybe I will stick with just the Lightstream option and have the ability to move stuff around as well. Or you may decide to stick with OBS and carry on with your Melon subscription. But at some point, I'll do another members only on the studio. Here we can see it here as well. So I go full stream on this one, full screen, and I'm keeping the audio off, so at least you can see what's going on. This is the video we've seen already, but I just showed you a bit more. Cloud-based software allows you to stream anywhere. There's your guests down the side. Yep, this does give you the multi-stream option. You've got the green room, which is exactly the same, which we've seen it doesn't have on Studio 1. I think that's actually over. Very similar just annoying that I can't show you, because I do think there are some differences. They have a really good backbone as well, these guys. They actually, by that I mean the network, the infrastructure. We've seen the prices already, so we know what that looks like. I believe it also goes out to a ton more options as well. So, but there are limitations, I have found. It hasn't quite as feature rich as Melon, so it would be really cool one day to allow you to see what that looks like. I have no idea why this is failing to initialize. Almost certainly to do with the accounts. We saw just now when I went live that there was an issue. I think it's being confused by who I'm logged in as and all the other stuff. So I'll get that working at some point, and then we'll do another one. But for now, I'm going to go and have my dinner. I think apart from William, who popped in and probably popped out again, I have been talking to myself, but I know that I will leave it here as members only, and you guys can come and watch it at your leisure. I do get to see how many people watch this, by the way, so this is why I don't do a massive amount of members stuff, because in fairness I never get that many people turn up, and I do appreciate, in fairness, you are busy, we all have lives, and the problem of course is getting something to go out on a time that works for everybody, because if I go out at a time that's early evening for most of the states, all of my UK audience are tucking up for bed, including me, so it's a really difficult one, but it's there for you guys to go and watch, and I'll pop a little mention in the members list so you'll know to have a look and see what you think. Put me on ×2 speed, there you go, and you'll get to see it even in more detail. There's Dude blowing you a kiss. Imagine it's me doing the same thing. Thank you, everybody, and let me know if you have in fact watched and enjoyed this, and if you want me to do more members only stuff like this. I'm also up for doing co-op gaming with members only, or co-op gaming going out to the public with members only, whatever you guys want to do. I'll be really up for doing anything at all. Okay, thank you so much. I've been a bit lax this week streaming gaming. It's largely because we were away for a couple of days, and then I had Old Gamer New Tricks straight after Stadia Rock Show on Tuesday, so it all got a bit blown up. So I'll be back on doing some more stuff though this week, so look forward to seeing you then. Take care, guys. Thank you for everything. Bye.